Buongiorno. Welcome to the video where I show you how to edit your web page. You should already be logged in, and you can tell if you're logged in because you'll have this administration bar at the top. Go to whatever page it is that you want on the front end. Go to whatever page it is that you want to edit. I only have one page here, and that's my home page, so I'm going to edit that first. So navigate to the page. You're on the page now. You see this administration bar. Click Enable Visual Builder. So what we've done is we've created a custom theme for you that allows you to look at the website as you edit it. Meaning you don't have to be a web developer like me or my team. You can go in and edit what you want by clicking it. It's a little bit more complicated than just clicking it, but it's as easy as not having to be a developer and go, to school for 5 years and 80 grand in debt. But I digress. Let's edit your first web page here. You should see it'll take a little bit of a minute to load. That's just because there's a lot going on, guys. We are literally removing the step of you of having to be a web developer. So, all right, cool. When we get into this, you'll see when I start hovering over things, you'll start seeing little colors come out like this. You'll see little rectangles like this green, the green one here. And when I hover over that, the little gray rectangle around the words. What this is doing by hovering is showing you what area you're going to edit. Okay, so if I go down here, you'll see the same thing. That little blue bar pops up, and if I touch it, you'll see around the border, that blue border at the top. I'm going to scroll down, and you'll see it at the bottom here too. You see, move my mouse. You see how there's that blue border at the bottom? The biggest section is blue, and that's called a section. I kind of jumped the gun there by telling you that. But the section is basically you're going to work on this portion of the website. And then within that portion, there is a row, and then there are items. Okay, there's modules. So let me show you what I mean. We'll start with the first part here. You see how this whole blue section lights up? You can see it at the top and the bottom here. Down here is the plus. You can see the border, okay, and the top here. So that means we're going to edit everything in this portion, this section, okay? And if you want to edit the section as a whole, you'll notice the section has a big background. And that background is that big sushi veggie roll platter, okay? Let's say you want to change that background. Well, there's a lot of things going on here. We've also removed the ability or the need for Photoshop or graphic design skills. We're just making it impossible to get hired for more work by removing services we offer, but this is just better in the long run. So let's say we want to remove that background. Do you notice how that veggie background kind of starts off darker in the corner and it gradients its way into a sharper image? That's because we did that. Complicated? I know. This is why you should hire us. But if you didn't, this is how you fix it. So we have buttons here, and if you hover over them, it'll tell you what they do. The left one, move section. I can click and hold and literally move this section. You see how it disappeared? Because it's wanting me to move it. I'm clicking and holding, and I'm moving it. I just moved that entire section. Okay? I'm going to move it back. Now that it's reloaded, you see here, now I have section settings. That will pop up a window that gives me more options. Real quickly, you can move this around so you can see. You can stretch it bigger if you want. Or we also have a built-in option right here where it joins it into the sidebar for you. See how that works? But one of the biggest things you need to remember about this little editing module is that no matter what you do, you have to click save. Okay, there's a lot of that's going to be emphasized on the saving. Because not only do you have to save the portion that you work on, but then you have to save the entire page overall so that it displays. Let me show you what I mean. So we want to edit the background. We've made it pretty simple here. We've given you a few options, while also giving you a couple options at the top. We want to play with the content. We also want to play with the design a little bit probably, and then you're probably never going to get into the advanced, so don't worry about that. But content, there's background right there. Let's see what we have. Well, there it is. It looks like the same damn picture that I want to edit, right? You'll notice we have 4 options at the top. Of those 4, 2 of them are grayed out and 2 of them are blue. What this means is that 2 of them are active. 2 of them are being used currently. 2 of them deserve our attention. Well, the first one If you hover over, it gives you options. It says, do you want to change the picture? Delete it? And don't worry about refresh. Do you want to delete the picture or do you want to change it? And then there's this one here. Let's tap that. That is our overlaying gradient. Don't mess with that. Let's just keep it simple. Don't mess with the gradient. If you want to change the photo, click right here. Tap the photo. And you'll get your media library with plethora of options that you have. Or you can upload a new background image. If you want to upload one, you can either click upload files and select it, or you could just drag it on the screen and it'll work. For sake of this, I'm just going to pick another image. Let's go with the little T-set thing. Oh, you can see here what the size of the image is. I know that 400 by 200 is too small, so I'm going to pick another one. Hopefully I have a big picture here. There we go. Let's pick that one. Move my face. And when you select the photo, you'll have an arrow with a box around it. And you can fix some of the options here, but for this, we'll just click upload. And you should see that it switches out for us there. There's some other options here about where we want to center the picture, but I love where it's at. So, like I said, don't forget to save. The green button right here will save it for you. So we'll click that. We see our changes. Okay? But our changes are not live on the website. Let me show you. Look, the old veggie picture's still there. And the reason it's not live yet is we haven't saved the whole page. So back on our screen where we're editing, you see these little 3 dots down here that seem kind of hidden? Well, if you push those 3 little guys, you'll get a plethora of options that pop out. The one that we're concerned about right now is that save button in the bottom right corner. You see how it spins? It'll let us know if anything's happening. All right, we're good to go there. So now it says it's saved. Let's go check the live version. This is the live version. I'm going to reload it. Look at that. Looks like we have a picture that's been changed out. But I don't like that text. This is called lorem ipsum text. Lorem ipsum is a language. It's a real language developed by web developers. It makes no sense. But what it does, I don't have content for this website, but I need to know what it looks like when it has content. Lorem ipsum is a web language developed so we can fill a website with content and make it look natural. So let's go swap out that lorem ipsum, okay? So we're in the editor, the visual builder, and you can see when you hover over something, it gives you the option to change it, right? You see all these little boxes popping up? Well, let's do this. Well, I need to get to this little gray box behind there. You see how it's not letting me do that? What we're going to do is I'm just going to double click and it'll pop open. So it gives us a couple different ways to manage that. We can change this to whatever. Let's do save button. Now grand opening. Veggie spring rolls. Let's click. So this is a duplicate button. So if you had something that you like the way it's styled and you want to get another one, that's how you duplicate them. Or you can just trash it. There are some other options like save to library. I won't get into that now because this is an intro course. But if you create something you like, you can save it to easily use later or to easily insert it into any other photo or any other page or blog post. But I digress. Let's get back to the point. This title. I'm going to click the gear cog. I want to be able to see what I'm editing. Do you see how it covers it? So I'm going to click that. And then it pushes the whole thing to the side, gives me some space. We'll say I click save. You see how I keep clicking save when I'm done with something? So we'll click here, the gear cog. Okay, well I hit enter and it looks like there's a giant gap there. That looks awful, so I'm going to go do that. It still looks a little funny, but in Kentucky, let's just put that next to it. You see how it looks a little better. And the spacing, if you saw how the spacing kind of takes care of itself, you see how the background image is getting bigger as I make more? That's coded. That's fully responsive design. It works on any device possible. And if you want to check that, check this out. Let's save our work. Remember when we popped all these options open at the bottom? Look in the bottom left corner. Pardon me. We have 3 options here. There's a mobile view, a tablet view, and the desktop view. We're on the desktop view. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Sorry, guys. These are some other things you can use. I don't really mess with those because it gets a little more complicated. But if you want to see what this looks like on a tablet, just tap it. Give it a second. This isn't magic. It's coding. But now you can even see what it looks like on a tablet and edit the way it would look on there. And now we can also do mobile. Here's a cell phone. It even goes into the cell phone menu as well. So you can see what that looks like and how it functions. But you can see everything is fully responsive. Everything works on any device. So let's go back to our desktop. I know I'm throwing a lot at you guys. I appreciate your patience. There's a lot here. That's why people make careers out of this. Now, this right here is not a normal text. This is a button. So we will tap that and you'll get button options. All right, what do you want the button text to say? The link, where do you want that to go? You can have it go to, your Google Maps listing, or if you got another page, whatever, type it in. Do you want it to open in a new tab or the same window? I'd like that to go in a new tab. I don't want to lose traffic from my website, so if I'm taking them to a site away from mine, I put them, in a new tab. And then I click Save. Okay. I'm going to click Save again down here, and then we're going to go view what I've just done and see what kind of edits I've done there. Okay, let's do the live site. If I could type, that would be fantastic. Okay, so look, grand opening, Covington, Kentucky, y'all better come in, and our directions have changed. If I tap this, it should open, in a new tab, Google Maps. And that's how simple it is to fix anything that's already on your website. I know that's a very basic intro to a lot of stuff here. Basically, it'll be easier for you to edit things that already exist than for you to add them. I will be making more courses to show you that. But for now, stick with specific areas, find something that you want to swap it out with, and swap it out, and just start learning the way that the website software works. And when you start getting the hang of how things work and where they go and how they click, then we can start getting into what all these plus signs mean and how you can start adding different sections and be creative and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys watching this. Hopefully you've gained a better perspective of how to use a website from us. Just keep checking out for more and more videos and more tutorials from us.